Okie dokie. Howdy, everybody. Back at the mock-up. Making progress. You got to get this right. I got to get it right. So, I have my valve body pretty much figured out with what I'm going to use. I have my little shower heads pretty much figured out. And now I wanted to show you a couple things. I wanted to show you the plate, the face plate that's going to be put on here. This is a nice setup, I tell you what. Okay, so here's the front of it, right? And I have the crawling ion, also known as the Trelleborg Terror. British science fiction. Yeah, classic. All right, so anyway, here's the faceplate, but look at the back. This is what I want to show you, the back. There's no fastening points on here, all right? I think what it's held in by is some caulk around the edges, going against the tile. So, if you were thinking that there was a concern with this box, right? There's no even though there looks like there's fastening points for the faceplate, there isn't. This thing just sits on its own, and yeah, I read in the reviews that could be a concern, but we're going to deal with that when we get there. All right, so I wanted to show you that. Hold on a sec. It came with a nice little protective sleeve. I'm going to put that back in there. We don't want anything to happen to that. Okay. Next thing I want to work on, since I have this pretty much figured out, I mean, you can see the height. I don't know how good you can see it, but you can see where the fitting stops just above my go board. All right, just a little bit above my go board, right around here. Wait, let me get you in a little bit better. Okay, yeah. Here's my go board. Here's the fitting, the PEX fitting, and here's the beginning of. So, if you look at the height of the tile, which you might not be able to see too good, it's just, I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be all right. That's what I say right now. I mean, this, I'm happy with this one. So, hold on. Yeah. I'm happy with the way I have this. And I marked both my sides. And I have a piece in, and I'll show you that in a minute. But here's another thing I have to work on. This is the handheld bracket for the handheld. And this is going to be hooked up to a, let's see, how's this going to be hooked up? Okay, yeah, it's going to be hooked up by an adapter also, a fitting also. So that's what I got to work on next. I have to figure out spacing on that and where I want to mount it. Here, let me show you. Let me give you a better view. Okay, so I got my lines, right? See my long lines? And I decided to try two pieces. I got a 1x, and that's too thick. See my line? That's too thick. The line gets covered by this, just barely. The other alternative was more of a furring strip, and this worked out perfect. So I'm gonna be using this. Yeah, see my lines over here? This is my height. So don't forget, I'm gonna be cutting this plywood the width of, and then attaching my plywood to, the plywood's going to be a backer for all my shower stuff. So we're making progress is what I'm trying to say. It might look a little bit chaotic, and it is, but I'm trying to do one thing at a time. So I have this figured out. I have the depth of this figured out. I pretty much have the depth of this figured out. Now I have to figure out how I'm going to mount this. Oh, this does swivel. Oh, okay, that's good. It does, it swivels. I'm like wondering, okay, that's real good. So I could, wait a minute now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out. So let me end this one, and let me work on this. And oh, another thing real quick. I am gonna use this box, and I'm gonna cut the box right along this groove. See, there's a groove here. See that little groove right here? I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to use this, even though I don't think I have to. I'm going to use it anyway. I'm going to cut all these little knobs off because I don't need them. Well, I'll wait and see on that. If they're not going to be in my way, I'm not going to worry about it, and they probably won't be in my way because the shower body, the valve body, is going to be in the middle of this. So these shouldn't be in my way, but if they are, I'm going to cut them. All right. So anyway, I got to figure out the best way to cut this plastic off. I might get my oscillating tool out and just get a new bit on there, a new blade. And the reason why I'm just going to follow the groove. I'm just going to follow. Yeah, I know I got screws popping out of here. I'm just going to follow this thing, right? Yeah, let's see. I know you probably can't see that too good. Yeah, let me get you closer. Okay. Yeah, you see, there we go. See that groove right there where my finger is, the end of my finger? So I'm going to cut all this little plastic off, and I'm going to have just this box remaining. Okay. All right, I'll leave you with that shot right there. And stay tuned. It's going to be a lot more to come.